Receiving incoming transmission. Comlink established.
Hey, what's up, man?
Priority alert. Backwater station under attack by unknown alien organisms.
Damn. Listen, if we wait for Confederate reinforcements, that station's dust. I'll head out there now and do what I can. You send in some militia, and we'll save those folks. Trust me.
Alright, Helldivers, we're back, and today we're going to talk about the Borderland Justice Warbond that just released, and to say the least, this one's a little bit contentious. I see a lot of people loving it, and I see a lot of people hating it. So we're going to go through the Warbond, we're going to talk about the new weapons, the new armor, and then also the new booster we got. So if you like Helldivers 2 content, a little bit more of a relaxed vibe, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It helps out small channels like myself, but let's go ahead and head in game, and then we'll talk about this Warbond. Now, starting off with the weapons, we got the Deadeye here, and we also got the Talon for our sidearms. Let's talk about the Deadeye first. So this is a lever action rifle, a marksman rifle, 300 damage, 8 capacity. You see the recoil and you see the fire rate. The thing about this weapon is, yeah, it's got that medium armor penetration, and then you also reload 1 round at a time. And when it comes to reloading with this weapon, you kind of want to treat it like the auto cannon or the other guns with a magazine, where you want to basically shoot until it's like your last shot and then reload. And it's going to be a lot faster reload. If you expend all the bullets and then try to reload this thing, it is pretty damn slow. So just keep in mind with this weapon, if you want a faster reload, yeah, just make sure you don't shoot all your shots first. And I feel like it's going to feel a lot better that way. Now, given the nature of this weapon, it's a marksman rifle. If you're going against enemies and it is chaotic, as in you're being swarmed, marksman rifles and the snipers, they're not going to feel that great because you want weapons that, again, probably are automatic or something like that. So again, marksman rifle, you got to be precise and you got to be steady with it. I do wish with this weapon it had something like levering or slam fire. If you play Hunt Showdowns, where if you hip fire and you can fire really quick with it, yeah, we don't have that functionality in this game, so even if you're hip firing or you're aiming down sights, it's going to be the same fire rate. But overall, I really like this weapon. It's not going to be for everybody. Next up, let's talk about the Las Talon. So this thing is medium armor penetration, which is pretty good, and then the damage there is 200. So how this weapon works is you're going to have basically the same battery pack that basically all the Las weapons have. Now, you can get off 7 shots with this thing in rapid fire, and then it's going to overheat that battery and you're going to have to reload. So the trick is, if you actually want to fire at a faster rate with this thing, 6 shots and then let it cool down again if you need to fire at that rapid pace. Ideally, you're going to be really slow and steady with this weapon, and then you'll never have to reload. And you'll notice if you shoot this thing just once, that cooldown as far as the battery is really, really quick. So this is, again, a very slow, steady weapon. The damage may be on the little bit of a lighter side. I would kind of like to see that damage bump up, but I think this is still just an overall really good sidearm, especially because you'll never have to reload as long as you just shoot it correctly. And yes, I'm very happy that we got a blaster type sidearm. Really wish we would have had this a week earlier before I made that Mandalorian video, but I guess I'll just have to revisit that build for a third time. And then next up, we got our throwable here. This is our dynamite. So medium armor penetration, 700 damage, pretty good. You can set the timing intervals on this. I think it's 5, 15, and 60 seconds. I was kind of hoping this would do more damage to something like a charger or an impaler, but I don't think it's really, it excels at that. I think this is mostly for a lot of chaff, and then it has a pretty large radius as far as like what it's hitting. So it's pretty good at, again, destroying chaff. I think it's a solid addition to our arsenal. Now, the 60-second intervals on this, I don't know who's setting this thing for 60 seconds and then just kind of leaving it. You can kick it on the ground, so you can throw it on the ground and then just press X like you would throw back a grenade that a automaton bot throws at you. So you can do that with this. But again, 60 seconds, it's a long time. It'll be interesting to see what people do with that, I guess. I don't know. And then next up, let's talk about the armor. So we got a medium armor and a heavy armor variant of the gunslinger armor passive here. So increase your reload speed by 40%. It's huge, by the way. Sidearm, you draw it faster as well, 50%, and then less recoil, 70%. Now, if you don't use sidearms and you don't like, I guess, the aesthetic of this armor, man, this is probably not the Warbond for you, because I actually think this gunslinger perk is huge for people who especially like using the Senator. The Senator overall with this Warbond just got a huge buff. You can basically go around, if you take this armor perk here, you can go around and shred with the Senator even more than you could previously. The Senator feels amazing with this Warbond, and that kind of fits because, again, the theme is kind of Western, so I'm glad that this armor perk here, this passive, really synergizes with the Senator. I do kind of wish it gave sidearms more ammo, like the Urban Siege just for primary weapons, and yes, the Urban Siege passive, it also gives sidearms extra ammo. It's a bug, but I don't think they're going to fix it. Anyways, I would like it to officially be on the gunslinger version here, but yeah, this is a really good armor passive if you like using your sidearm a lot, which I do. Let's move on over to the booster here real quick. So large enemies now have a small chance of dropping samples on death, and you're capped off at 10. Now I could only get this to work with chargers, and then they just dropped regular common samples. I'm not sure if Bile Titans or like those massive targets will drop rare samples, but this is okay if I would say if like you're a newer player and you're still like tracking down samples, but for some people you already are capped out on samples, so this booster is kind of going to be like kind of a wet noodle. Now let's move on over to the stratagem we got, which is the hover pack. This thing is, I love this thing. So it sends you into the air and you're up there for like 5 or 6 seconds, but you have enough time to basically while you're in the air that you can move from say like a building top to a building top on the cityscape map. So you actually get a good bit of distance. And on top of that, the height that you get, it's enough to get on top of Bile Titans and Factory Shredders and again, buildings on those cityscape maps. So really like this hover pack in general. And obviously this hover pack is going to be more so if you want to like stay suspended in the air and actually fight, whereas the jump pack is more mobility, more like a zippy nature. This is more so like you're just getting a greater like height advantage. You can get over walls and stuff like that. Again, more slow, steady, which is kind of, I would say, the staple of this Warbond. It's like slow, steady, precise things like the Deadeye and the Talon. So hover pack here, big fan of it. Now, lastly, with the new update, yeah, we got the Warbond, but we also got some superstore items here. We got a light armor variant of the gunslinger perk here. I'll probably pick this up eventually. I got to grind out some more super credits, but something to note is this draw emote. So if you use this draw emote, you basically can like whip out your sidearm like instantaneous. Is this going to be like game breaking or anything like that? I don't think so. It's more so for you can get like probably like cool videos off of it. But just know, yeah, if you're running around with your primary weapon and then you hit this emote and just start firing, it'll be, yeah, instantly just using your sidearm, which can be really strong, but also it's going to keep you stationary. Well, it doesn't keep you stationary. It's just you can't reload if you stay in the emote stance. So you do have to like keep running to then reload. It is 250 super credits as well, which kind of steep for an emote, but it actually has some functionality in game. So take it as you will. So final thoughts on the Warbond here. If you do not like the cowboy theme, and you don't like slower, like precise, steady weapons, this is not the Warbond for you. None of these weapons, I would say, like push the needle as far as like meta or stuff like that, but it is a really fun theme that I definitely vibe with. And for those people, I think the really only takeaway from this Warbond would be something like the hover pack, maybe the dynamite, but I'm not going to try to convince you that everything in this Warbond is like really strong and stuff like that. No, it's more for a fun flavor, and that's how I play the game. Now for you cowboy new Western fans, you've already gotten the Warbond, and I'm sure you're having a rootin' tootin' time. I do wish we got a cowboy hat or something like that, but that's a little bit of a missed opportunity. Anyways, that's kind of my view, my impressions on the Warbond. Let me know how you all are liking it, if you're going to pick it up, if you're going to wait on it, something like that. Me, I'm going to go back out there and get hunting the bugs. I'll see you all next time. Peace. Take care.